Right. So here we are again.
We just spent how much, like an hour watching this stupid bird.
Oh,
Still on here.
you've been watching it for a lot longer than an hour.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still here.
I
There's
know.
a baby bird, and parents keep coming to feed it.
Yeah. It's fun.
It was fun. So we have to wrap this up, like,
Quickly, so we can leave baby birds
yeah.
alone.
So there,
Yeah.
the mother was here, and the dad is
No,
somewhere
that
in the.
mummy is there, Ruth.
How do you know which one's which?
Because that one's brown and daddy's black. And
That's
daddy is black.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that for sure.
Yeah, I know that for
What
sure.
kind of bird is this?
A nice one. I don't know in
No.
in English. Um yeah. So this week,
Well,
yeah,
we cheated
we did
because we
cheat.
didn't we didn't record this last week.
I
So,
know,
so
but
this is like,
excuse me, but someone is still working
yeah,
and has been doing a lot of work.
yeah.
So,
The weather wasn't nice,
and the weather wasn't nice. So,
and I think I didn't do basically anything
no, you were
last week.
lazy. You're unemployed and just acting like it, and I'm doing all the work. So, yeah,
And I think for me, for sure, I don't know about you, but I think last week was like
a
the
dip.
the the lowest point since the lockdown. I just didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to, like,
Well, I did, but at the same time, no, I just felt like I think maybe there was a panic mode as well because although we do have more time, we seem to be getting more and more ideas, or I am getting more and more ideas, and I'm in a panic that we're just not getting it all done.
hmm,
Um, so, and when that happens, you tend to do less because you're like, oh my
hmm.
god, I've got all this stuff to do. And yeah, the last 3 days I worked like 12 hours a day, and today I took some of that time back, and it's been a nice day. Um, because
And you worked on this.
yeah, I started, this
Uh,
is
don't move it because this is gonna knock this over. But
okay,
but you can see it on the camera.
okay.
So what the hell is this?
This is not fun. This is the day where I regretted ever starting an upholstery course. Now, so far, everything we did was like old fashioned upholstery
You mean in the course in
in the
your
course,
class?
yeah. So we did it all traditional and, with a hammer and nails and,
You
it's,
did this.
we did,
This was made traditional.
yes,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, this was made traditional. Um, and that's fun. This, I'm sorry, but oh my god, it's. I don't like. I mean, this is foam, obviously. I don't like foam.
this
The
is not fun.
no, it's like I don't know what you would call it in English, but it's like a grass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of yeah.
Hmm.
That's what makes it springy and nice and well, more or less also.
You can actually kind of feel it and hear it if you like.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. So,
But
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 that's nice.
yeah, but can you? But this is a different style. It's
This
like
is
with those buttons,
yeah, 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 yeah.
right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Can you do this style with this? Maybe that's
Do you mean with the buttons?
yeah, with the little bumps. Is that possible to make it
I think
with this
so.
straw
Ah,
grass thingy?
that I don't really know. I think so, but I don't really know.
Hmm.
But
But
we're doing
anyway,
it this way.
right.
I don't like the foam. I hate the touch of foam. So that's the first problem. I don't like foam. I do like the fact that we bought a what is it? Bread knife?
Bread, yeah, the bread knife.
Yeah, and cutting the foam. It's fun because it's easy.
Hmm.
But the issue is that, so I have this wooden plate, and I don't know if it's possible that on the podcast you could put a picture maybe
Yeah,
of just what it should be look
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
an
Like,
example, so
mm-hmm.
people know what I'm making. But so I have to glue each bit down on this wooden plate.
There's like
It's all
layers
been
and layers of foam, right? So
three
this
layers.
is the first layer.
This is the first layer.
This is the second. So underneath these,
Is
there's
little
still
kind of
these bits,
thingies, yeah.
like,
And
and then there's another
and
layer,
then one big layer that could go on top,
and this has holes in it,
and it
right?
has holes in because
Some,
that's where the buttons
yeah,
will
I'm guessing
be.
that's where you pull in
Yeah,
the.
exactly. But oh my god, because you have to glue this, I hate it. I just, I hate it. Because, well, first of all, you know that I can't work neat. Like, you know, I just mean if I'm doing something, I can't keep it to the area I'm working on.
Right.
You know that, like, it's with cooking. I think I'm quite good at cooking,
Mm-hmm.
but the floor will be dirty and the surroundings of where I'm working is dirty because I can't keep it to the area I should be keeping it. So it's the same with glue. The glue stinks. You shouldn't use it's spray glue. You shouldn't use it inside. If you do, you get ill, like I did last time. Today I did it outside, so that wasn't a problem, but it goes everywhere. My fingers at one point, I posted it on a story on Facebook. They were not just sticky with glue. I actually had bits of foam hanging, well, sticking on my fingers. Someone was texting me and I couldn't text back because it was just not working anymore because
Because you had
I
foam all
had
over your fingers.
foam on my fingers. So I hate it. But this is what I did today. I'm kind of pleased with it at the
It
end.
looks good. It looks
Yeah,
alright.
yeah.
And they're glued okay-ish. Obviously, this will be the glue is not holding it. The glue is holding it in place, but it's not holding it down because you're gonna have the material that's kind of gonna.
Well, the glue will hold it in place.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
mean. The glue, I think, I guess it's more just so it doesn't shift.
well,
But
yeah,
but
yeah.
the cover material, whatever you're gonna use, right? That's gonna
That's all
keep it.
gonna kind of keep it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
compact and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But well, I think so anyway. I'm learning, Zolly.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't,
This
um
is the what? This is the second
this
or
is the
third?
second one, and then one big one will come on
No, no,
top.
no, no. You made these chairs.
Ah, I made the chairs.
You
I'm
made
still working on another chair that I haven't finished. That it's going to be, the material is what I made because I'm using felted
which one is that though?
material. You
Is
know,
that the
really nice.
normal chair?
No, no, that really nice one.
I don't remember.
It's like, yeah. Oh,
Whatever. So there's one more.
but yeah, there's one
This is
more.
like, and that's a different style again from this.
It's kind of
Similar,
a little bit in that style, but it's nice. I think it's a
but
nicer
the
chair.
technique, I mean, because
The
this is
technique is
totally
the
different,
same. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah, yeah.
made
It's
basically,
traditional.
you're making three chairs like this,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
and then this is a totally different.
yeah. It is. And then there's also obviously that foot. Well, you know,
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
stool that you have in your,
yeah.
which is horrible.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, that's nice. You can have it. But yeah, so this is the one that we're working on currently.
You made quite a few stuff. Then
Yeah, I mean it goes slow, and it would be nice if I finished something for a change,
these are
but
not finished.
not yet. But we will get there.
To be honest, I think there's what, like 2 hours, 3 hours worth of work
I
on it.
know, yeah.
You've had this for months, but I
Well,
think
a year
you
nearly.
kind of just went to the next thing because this is
This is the thing,
yeah.
yeah. Um, but I'm trying to catch up with this one now. And yeah, I'm hating it, but hopefully the end result will be nice because
This is the thing that I'm
you
gonna. Well, we'll see about that, but hopefully I'm gonna make a metal frame for
yes,
it.
That's the idea. Well, you have to because you know how much I suffered, so you have to make it.
Yeah, we'll see about
Yeah,
that. We'll
it's
make it.
gonna
We'll
happen.
make it work.
It will happen. Yeah,
Because this is gonna be, well, not a, well, a tiny bench kind of thing, a
yeah,
seat.
yeah.
So you're gonna have just the top and then
And then a metal frame.
on bottom. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like a little bench.
yeah. And I know we've had kind of arguments about the color. You want to go for some kind of
I think this should.
Miami Mafia look of like white,
I think this should be white or
no,
like
and black
eggshell
legs.
white, like a cream,
Yeah,
and then the metal frame should be black,
yeah. And I want to go for something really like a really nice fresh green top
like this,
with black. No, no,
like
a
this,
nice more like this.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
And then
this.
the frame.
And then the frame in black. That's
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
well, luckily it's up to me and not up to you. Mm. So, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing today. So I kind of enjoyed it just in the way that it was nice to work outside after 3 days of just being
Hmm.
inside, and it's a nice day as well. So in that aspect, it was nice, and I'm trying. Hopefully tomorrow I can finish off the other bits here, and yeah, and then
Get
I'll be
another
kind
piece
of
of
happy.
foam, and then
Yeah.
that's kind of what you can do, right?
No, I've
Then you
got
can.
the cotton. Then some cotton will go
But do you
over,
know
but
what to do, or do you have
no,
to wait?
no, I'm gonna have to. Well, I'm behind again,
Uh,
like usual, so I'm gonna have to find out.
but you're gonna have
Um,
to wait till school's open anyway, right?
no, no,
No.
I think the idea is to continue this because it's gonna take a long time before the schools are opening. So,
Ah, so your teacher's gonna tell you what to do.
yeah, he does these online lessons, which I never attend
Why
because
not? I didn't
just
even know that.
because there's been quite a few Fridays that I've been working, and then other Fridays,
That
just make sure that
Daddy
cat does not take
Daddy Bird
that
is
bird.
freaking out because the cat is. Both of them are there actually. No.
Yeah. Anyway, let's try to concentrate on what we're doing.
Right. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna take that cat inside. The garden is coming along nicely.
Yes, it is.
We finished the greenhouse thing.
We did finish the greenhouse thing. And maybe we should,
I'm gonna put up a picture maybe.
you should, yeah, you should.
I'm gonna include a picture.
I mean, it would be nice to at one point do a,
Alright,
you idiot.
that's not gonna work. Whatever.
Anyway, maybe you should cut that out.
Well, no.
But,
What?
but anyway, yes, the garden. I think one day we should have a podcast in the garden so we
Right.
can show people what we've been doing and how things are coming along. Because it does look okay. We still have a lot of work, but it's starting to
But
look
all the
good.
plants are still surviving and they're doing okay. They're
Yeah,
growing,
they are. Yeah, yeah. The
and we put, yeah. Well, you put on this side.
potatoes and
Yeah.
beans. Yeah, beans and some tomato plants as well. And I know you shouldn't put potato plants
Oh.
next to tomato plants,
Oh, this dog. Yeah.
but I've decided to just do whatever I want and we'll see and learn from it.
Hold on. You know what? I'm still not gonna cut this out.
The other thing as well that I've been doing, but that was last weekend, because I was given a big bowl, well, two bowls of shells,
Oh yeah.
seashells,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, because when Luca was little, she was collecting them, and yeah, absolutely loved them. But obviously, being a teenager, she doesn't care anymore, and she just gave them to me. And I can't put them away because it's memories,
Hmm.
and they're so. It's just nice to think back on that. So, to kind of what they call it, kill a bird. Is that no?
Uh,
That's too,
two birds with one stone.
yeah, which is a bit painful to say it that way because we also have a cherry tree,
Right,
which,
that's where we started because
yeah,
we have a cherry tree here,
yeah,
but you said every year birds eat
yeah.
the
I
cherries.
mean, I've lived here now for 5 years, and I think last year was the first year I managed to eat two cherries from this tree. Which I mean, I'm not that bothered about it. It's fine, but maybe it would be nice to have a few
Few cherries,
cherries.
yeah.
So we needed to find something to keep the birds away a little bit,
I
but we
googled it
didn't want to
and
use a net.
it's either yeah, there was put a net over the whole tree, which
Yeah,
is we're not gonna do that.
no,
Put a bird feeder up so they eat the bird feed instead of the cherries, which
which
we
is an
might we
option.
might still do,
Yeah,
or scare the birds away. And how can you scare the birds away? You can put wind chimes
yeah.
around.
So that's how I then decided that actually I've got the shells. Why don't we make a wind chime with the shells? Now, I wanted to do it as natural as possible by using a nice bit of
Yeah,
branch.
you said you wanted to put them in the line, but I don't know how that would work.
It would have worked absolutely the
I
same
never
as,
seen a wind chime like
yeah.
that.
So you wanted to do your way, which I just let you. So you made this nice little bit of
Oh, it's
wood.
not nice, but it'll
No.
work. Just a
Um,
scrap,
I was
piece of
just being
scrap.
nice, Ollie. Uh,
Wow.
and
You know
that's
what
the
I
start.
you know what I do want to try this out. Try something out with this. Um, have some put some oil oil on it.
Yeah.
Cooking oil.
Cooking oil.
Yeah, because I'm thinking. I mean, it's not like wood oil, whatever
Mm.
whatever they use for wood,
Mm.
but it's still oil. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's gonna soak it up, so it's not gonna work as efficiently as
No.
something's made for that reason.
Yeah.
But so what? Still gonna work
If
at
you want to
some level.
do that, that's
I
fine.
mean, it's a piece
You
of
can.
scrap wood, which
Yeah.
is gonna stay
Yeah,
outside.
but then they're not scrap
Yeah, but
shells.
yeah, but when this thing starts to rot,
Then we can do my
we
idea.
can just change it. And I
Yeah.
think the string will rot first.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, so that's the start. I still got a few left,
Yeah.
which I mean, I did say to you, if you want to do it your way, then go ahead. Here they are. Just do it. But after two, you gave up, and now suddenly
Well,
it's my job to do it, which is
yeah,
so typical. But anyway,
we'll do it eventually.
so that's another thing I did. So next to working really hard, I have actually still been doing stuff like this. So good on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the other thing we have, I mean, we haven't done, but we've been talking about Romania.
Right.
And because obviously, with everything that's going on, I'm still hoping that we can go in the summer. You're kind of saying, well, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well, and I'm saying, I think we can. But we'll see who's right. But
It's
it did
about it's about because we wanted to go
to work.
well, hopefully work a little bit on the old house.
Hmm.
That the final uh, the objective is to get the old house in a state that you can actually
Yeah.
stay in it, not live in it
Well, for us,
full
if
time,
we're there, that we
but
can live in. Yeah.
yeah, a week, 2 weeks, a month,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, hope yeah. We have to make a proper plan for that because it's not just paint the walls
No.
and it's a big job.
Well, we have the architect that needs to go
Yeah,
around to look at it and advise us.
That's why I don't know if it's gonna happen because it's a big job and it's not just us getting there. It's
Yeah, we'll need people to.
yeah,
Yeah,
architect or whoever would look at it.
yeah,
So I don't know. We obviously will see.
yeah. But anyway, because obviously we've been talking about that, and it is kind of, I mean, I really truly hope we can,
Hmm.
because it would be so nice to finally, we bought the house now exactly a year ago.
Did we?
Yeah, yeah. So
And
it would be
also,
nice for something to actually happen.
and
And
also, just go.
exactly, I mean, the last time we went was for Christmas,
Right.
and yeah, we didn't go to the house then
No, we didn't
because
even see it.
no, no.
Didn't have no time.
No, we didn't. So I just want to go back, and I want to go and spend time there. I want to go and see the shepherd, and
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I want things to start moving. But I know that there's worse things in life if it doesn't happen. But I hope that
Mm.
we can. But it was making me think, because obviously we've been talking about Romania and stuff like that. It did start making me think again about, because obviously we went for Christmas to your family, and we went to Cluj to the Christmas market, and I mean, yeah, it was a Christmas market.
It was nice. It wasn't.
Yeah, well,
It was okay.
yeah. I mean, we had some nice bits of food there. I enjoyed that, and you know. But there was also a guy there who was selling woolen hats, scarves, gloves. I can't remember everything.
Winter stuff.
Yeah, and what I found interesting is, because obviously I just got attracted by the colors because they
Right.
were very
Before
lively.
you start that,
Yeah,
is this colored the same way like you did the wool? Would it be the same?
I would guess this is done industrially.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't done in a natural way. No,
Okay.
that would make it a lot more. If it was done by hand, it would probably be more expensive, I would guess.
This wasn't cheap.
Yes, it was.
For what? For Romanian standards, it wasn't cheap.
For
How
Romanian
you
standards, it
remember how
wasn't
much it
cheap.
was?
Yes, it was 25 euros.
That's a lot of money. For a hat in Romania, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, it's merino wool, which
Yeah.
is a very soft wool. Now, normally I wouldn't buy merino wool because although it's really soft and nice, the
Actually, it's not that much money. Now that I think.
yeah, the wool often comes from big, huge farms where they keep merino sheep, and the welfare of the animals isn't
Mm.
kind of.
Merino wool is really cool for like it has really cool properties of keeping
Yes,
heat in and
it does.
then even it keeps heat. It keeps you warm even if it's wet.
Yeah,
It's really good wool for
it
this.
is good
It's
wool for
used in
that.
like technical like mountain climbing stuff, like
Yeah,
professional stuff.
yeah,
It's merino wool. It's like socks. Merino wool socks
yeah,
are really used in this.
yes. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's a Romanian product. Well, the hat is, I'm sure the wool isn't. Um,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think
We have to
so.
check out the website. Yeah.
I
Okay.
have,
Yeah.
yeah. They're not saying anything. They're saying about the advantages of merino
Merino wool.
wool, but they're
Yeah.
not saying where it's coming
Hmm.
from. Now, the hat itself is made in Roșia Montana,
Roșia Montana. Yeah.
and the story behind that I found really interesting and inspiring as well, because it's so nice.
There's a whole thing about it.
Yeah, I think the company on its own is called Made in Roșia Montana.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of history around that. And maybe I think you're better placed to maybe.
Well, you have to. Whoever is interested has to Google it and has to read the Wikipedia page or just YouTube it because it's a lot of you know it's it's a lot. I'm not obviously an expert, but um, yeah, the whole idea about Roshia Montana is that they wanted to. You, you were saying in '95, I think, when they.
Well,
It,
to start off with, it's an area that's very. There's a lot of iron.
and
in the
gold.
and gold
The main
and
reason is gold,
yeah,
and
and iron as well because there's a river,
yeah,
Russia. Is that what it's called, Russia
yeah,
River?
probably,
And the river is red
yeah.
because of the iron that
Well,
is
Rosho
present.
is red. The color
Yeah, of course it
color
is.
red
Yeah,
is Rosho. So Roshia
yeah,
Montana, and
yeah.
mountain is Monte. So
But even in times of the Romans,
yeah, so
already there
it's
was
been
some
known.
mining
Hmm.
happening there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And there are Roman, still Roman mines. Like you can still, there's like the
visit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a lot of history there, and even then, even without the mining stuff, because the Romans, like thousands of years or whatever it was, started mining gold there. There's obviously, you know, sculptures and archaeological stuff. So there's a lot of history there.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know what I was saying.
Well, neither do I. Apart from that, the Romans
Right, right,
started
right,
all
right.
this. Oh, that
So
there was more than just mining.
in '95, that's what I
Yeah,
said. I think in
yeah.
'95 they started the idea of making like a modern mine there, and
Mhm.
they basically wanted to take the whole mountain away
Yeah,
to dig out for gold.
yeah. And just to clarify, this wasn't just a Romanian company.
Right? It was a Canadian
It
company.
was a Canadian company.
Damn
There was a
Canadians.
lot of interest of yeah, it wasn't I don't even think
It was a
the
big
Canadians were
corporation.
going to be the ones that could do it,
Yeah, but it's a
but
giant
there was
corporation from what I know.
international
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interest in that whole area.
It's gold. It was the beginning of, I think, when there was need for all these, beginning of the all the computers and all the technology. They need gold. So I think that's where, there was a boom in the need
Yeah.
of gold. So
Yeah, because the idea was to build the biggest gold mine
in
in
Europe,
Europe.
yeah,
That was the idea.
and it was an open mine. So they would just take the whole mountain, just
Yeah.
dig down. It was a
Yeah, um because what they found out was I mean because if they still found little bits of gold,
yeah. You
but
can find
the
more.
reason why they were gonna they just wanted to bring up all this gold, and the issue with that is that it's not, it's not something you just like dig up. They were gonna use
Cyanide,
cyanide
yeah.
to
That was all
mine it.
these bits just
Yeah,
add to the whole problem. So first of all, dig out the whole mountain, which is already an issue. Then you would dig off all
and
these.
getting rid of all these villages
Yeah, that's
in
another
that.
thing. So
Yeah,
it's just and then using cyanide, which is another thing.
yeah.
So it just gets worse and worse the more you.
But yeah, because it was also about there was natural beauty there.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's a part of the Apusini Mountains.
Apple yeah.
Yeah.
And the
So
difficult part was for the locals because there was some
yeah,
industry during communism, but I think during the 80s it started going down,
mm,
and then 90s everything just shut down because there were
yeah,
still mines there, underground mines, uh, and the whole thing just shut down. So imagine, a company just comes and, oh, we're gonna make a mine and everybody's gonna have a job. Well, great,
yeah,
let's do it. So the locals were just, caught in this thing like, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
Obviously, you're gonna choose to have a job,
yeah.
and then well, yeah,
So the thing was that, because you had this Canadian company that was going to go and do this together with a Romanian state company.
yeah, the government was
And
involved.
they put in a what's the word? Not a suggestion, like into they put in an idea to, a plan,
Proposition.
a proposition, yes. But there was so much protest
Mm.
over the whole country
Hmm.
against this that the government had no other choice probably than to deny
Cancel the whole.
deny
Well,
the proposition.
there were suings, there were court
Yes.
cases.
Oh well, yeah, because you were saying about they were selling off like
Yeah, I don't know how much. How I know they did it. I don't know how much. How, I don't know how effective it was, but they were selling 1 square meter of land to people.
yeah,
So the Canadians, or the not the corporation
Yeah,
basically. The corporation would have to sue everybody
yeah. For that
for the
each
land.
square of,
So
yeah, square meter
there
of
were
land.
things of like this. But then,
Yeah.
people started thinking that, well, yeah, we're gonna stop this whole thing. There were gonna be no mine, but what about the people there? We are basically screwing them over.
Yes, and not just that, but also more and more because also the the church was going to lose a lot of their heritage in that area.
There's a whole
Um,
church, or what?
well,
I
there
don't know this
just
part.
buildings and history
Right.
and things that were there.
Mm,
And I'm guessing that's a very powerful kind of entity
mm,
to have on your side
mm,
when it comes to the people.
mm,
um, because also, and then obviously also the environmental organizations were starting to protest against it, and all those together just meant that the government stopped the plans. They denied for it to happen, and then shortly after, a few years later, the whole area was then declared.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if it's UNESCO protected
I know
now.
some bits
At
are.
that point, they saw it as a piece of natural beauty,
Yeah.
and so therefore,
Oh,
no mining could
that's
ever
another
be
thing,
done there
that it's
again.
a natural park.
Yeah,
Part of it, I don't know if for the whole of it, but the part of it, it's a natural park. So basically, you know, it's
yeah. So anyway, this I like the story because this guy, I think he's Romanian,
mm,
but he cycled from Copenhagen to Roche Mountain, Montana,
mm,
to kind of, I don't know, to make a point to show his support to the people there for to maintain the mountain and to maintain all these villages. And he decided he wanted to do more. He went to live there for to support them. And he got these one day he got these socks from this lady that lives in a village and who likes knitting, and she
mm,
made him some merino socks. And um, the next thing was that 35 women were knitting stuff, and they started selling them. And so this has, after a year, I think, it turned into a proper company.
mm,
It's a social company, and 90% of the profit that is made is being reinvested into the company, and 10% goes to education for the children.
mm.
And I just think that's so cool that
This is this. Well, obviously, I don't know his motivation. I don't know, but there's a lot of this. There's a lot of support for Russia Montana and the people there. I don't know. Do what if you know? Obviously, I'm not involved in any of this, but if you tell somebody that this is from Russia Montana, there's a switch. Then, oh, okay. Even if I don't need it, or I
mm,
don't need the hat, you know what? I'll buy it because it's for Russia
mm,
Montana. Because like I said, I think a lot of people, this whole not a movement, but I don't know what to call it. Let's say it's a movement. Um, Started because all these protests
mm.
were shutting down this mine, and you were thinking, well, they're kind of screwing these people over because they're
There's
of
no work.
job. There's nothing
Yeah,
there, because
yeah.
so all these like this, I'm guessing, started afterwards because there's I think one of the first things they started was a music festival, so that there would be a bit of tourism. There would, people would come in, spend their money there
Mm.
to help the locals, and this is one of the things that spawned from that.
I'm sorry, this has got nothing to do with it, but I've just realized something.
Uh,
We're dressed the same. Look,
yeah,
we
I
both
did see
have a green,
I did see the green
and
bit. I
but
didn't think
also this.
I didn't see that.
I'm sorry. I just noticed it. It just made me chuckle. But yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, to go back to
Mm.
this. Yeah, I mean, this did kind of start later, but yeah, it's kind of
The
helping the locals.
yeah, yeah, the idea is the same.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I just looked them up on Facebook,
Mm.
and I liked them on Facebook, and I saw that you know the, there's quite a few, like you say. I noticed, oh, your mum likes them as well, and there's a girl that I kind of was texting with, who also liked them. So and
The
she's from a
this
completely
company,
different
you mean?
area. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think a lot of Roche Montana related stuff is really well known. Is
yeah,
people
yeah,
know about Roche Montana and people know about the issue.
yeah. But the whole thing, the story behind all this, and I just found it a very interesting and inspiring story because it's really, I mean, obviously it's Romania, and we know that there's still a lot of steps that need to be made for, you know, for it to become a lesser, i- well, corrupt governmental
Mm.
situation, and don't don't lie that to me.
Careful now. Yeah, careful what you say now.
um, you know, well, it's not, no, it's just what it
Yeah,
is.
no, I
You
know what
you
you
come
mean.
from a dictatorship,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I know
We're
that
still
that's
catching up.
you're still catching up,
Yeah.
and I think I'm a lot more kind of, maybe forgiving is the wrong word because that's not what I mean, but I know you're very like, oh, our government, and that's why I moved, and blah blah blah. While I'm like, well, no, it's normal. This is gonna take a long time for, as a
Yeah, I
country,
know.
to build up and
Mm.
to kind of get rid of some of the, yeah,
Yeah.
this influences. But what I like is that in such a situation you have these kind of stories where people have actually made a difference,
Mm.
and that's amazing, and that's inspiring, and I like that, and I think that's why I bought the hat, and I would buy something again because things like this need to be supported, and it kind of fits as well into what we want to do, because he wants to make this guy who set up
Mm.
the company, he wants to make the lives of those people better, and that's what we want to do in the village as well. We want to make their lives better, not just our lives but also their lives. So yeah, he's involving the locals, he's got all these nice ladies knitting for him. It's keeping up a traditional habit of knitting as well.
Mm-hmm. Was
Um,
this knitted, hand knitted?
yeah,
Or yeah?
yeah, 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 yeah. I think it's still these 35 ladies that
Mm-hmm.
work for him and are knitting all these socks and
Mm-hmm.
hats and scarves for him. Um, so yeah, I wanted to share
Can
that
we
because
buy
it's nice.
merino sheep? Where do you
Um,
get them? Do they live everywhere?
I think
Where are they from?
I think they're from Italy. If
Merino?
I hope I'm not telling the story wrong, but as far as if I remember it correctly, they were from Italy, and they were very, like, the Italian government was very protective over
Right.
their sheep. They were not allowed to leave Italy. Um,
Well, that's not gonna happen. You can.
but I mean, I'm talking about, this isn't a recent thing. This
Yeah.
was just how it is. Um, but then, yeah, now you have these huge farms, and I think South Africa has,
Right.
but like we're talking about huge
Mm.
farms. This isn't about 300 sheep. This
Mm.
is like thousands of sheep, and I think Zealand and Australia,
Yeah.
but
The figures that
the
climate is.
welfare of the sheep, it's
Mm.
really poor. And the thing with merino, it's like, oh, it's awful. It's really awful.
Mm.
I've seen things about them, and I just don't like it. And
But can you buy a merino sheep?
I think you can. I'm not sure.
But there's nothing like special about it. It's just a sheep, right? It doesn't need like warm climate or something, huh?
But some sheep are better in certain climates than
Yeah, of course.
others.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Could we if they live in Italy,
Yeah.
they could live in Romania. We should buy.
Yeah, I guess so.
We
Yeah.
could buy merino sheep.
I would have to look into it. I don't know enough about them to know what they need. I just
That would
know
be
that
cool.
that wool is very
Dense.
dense as well,
Mm.
and yeah, it's not that healthy. I don't
For
know.
who? What do you mean the healthy? For the sheep?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to
I
like,
don't know if it's because of the breeding, you
right,
know, because the thing with sheep is that like obviously I'm not talking again about recent times, but like sheep didn't need shaving.
right,
It's just through
historically,
breeding that
right.
they've become more yeah.
I think I've written a blog post about that on the thing about sheep, about the history of
Yeah,
sheep.
you did, and it's on my website, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot everything, but I got into like a wormhole where
Yeah,
you
you
keep
did.
reading and reading and
Yeah.
from link to link to
Yeah.
Wikipedia page.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so I wanted to share that story because I think it's a good story and it's something that we need to kind of bear in mind as an example
Hmm.
of what we want to do.
We do have we should some do something in the village, as in get to know more people. We know a few people there, but
Yeah.
we spent what, maybe total like a few days there
Yeah.
in the village, and even then it was just come and go. And we met a few people at the from what do you call it, the not the council, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're okay, but we didn't. And then we know one person that has cows, and it's in the
Yeah.
milk business and cheese business, which is cool.
Which showed he showed us
Yeah,
around
yeah,
as well, like showed us other houses as well,
yeah.
and
And we
yeah,
know the shepherd that has sheep.
yeah,
We should get to know a bit more people, because
yeah.
I'm sure there's interesting people there.
Well, I think the fun thing would be to have like some event where we just make loads of food
Hmm.
and just invite people over to come and eat with us
Hmm.
and have like some sort of village party.
I'm thinking if that would work.
But surely, the old guy,
When you
he,
say the old guy, it's
sorry,
he's
yeah.
not, he's not old.
He's
He's
not. I don't know why I call him the
uh,
old guy, but
he's
you call
old.
him the old
He's old
guy.
compared to the guy with the sheep.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, he showed us the cows last time. He has something like 20, 30 cows.
I can't remember seeing that many. I know I've seen his cows,
Well,
but
he doesn't have them all in
yeah.
one place. We went to his house.
Yeah.
He
But
had
I
a few
mean,
cows.
he's someone who is very well known in the village.
Yeah,
Everyone knows him.
he's on
He
the local
council.
council.
Yeah, he's on the council as well. I mean, he's a really nice guy.
Hmm.
It's thanks to him that we met the shepherds.
Hmm.
It's thanks to him that we bought the house.
Hmm.
Well, that we found the
Yeah,
house.
he showed us around.
Yeah, and he's always been ready to give us advice on stuff
Hmm.
about what we should do,
He,
where we should go.
he is a spaz though.
What do you mean?
Well, he's just always go go go, and yeah, yeah, sure, we'll do
Yeah,
this, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, this way, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's always like that. So you have to know how to uh not to deal with it, how to
Yeah,
negotiate, and
yeah,
how to, yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's true. But the thing, the
He's
nice,
a good person.
yeah, and what I liked was because obviously when I can't remember why we went to his house, and
I don't remember,
I
but
remember I mean, before we went for lunch in the city,
yeah,
and
and we
I
went
had
up.
some really nice Somali in the city, and we got to his house, and he invited us in, and his wife
It was
just made some Somali, and the next thing I knew, we had to sit down and eat, and
yeah,
I
it wasn't
remember
an
somebody said,
invitation. It
"No,
was
we just had to."
you just eat.
It's just like, yeah, and I remember saying, "Yeah, but I'm not hungry," and you're like, "You just have to."
They
And
didn't ask. The plates were already. Ah, yeah, just sit down. The plates were there, and they were just. Yeah, food was already in the
yeah, and
plate
then we had to
before you know
pray,
it.
which is again,
Yeah, they're
we're not
religious.
used to.
Yeah,
So, like two idiots, we just stood there, and it was just. But the food was amazing. Although I
it was
wasn't
good.
hungry, it was really nice,
Yeah, we had like a few pieces.
and it's nice as well to kind of to get into that, to just be there, and it. Yeah, it was nice, and I think we should be
I'm,
doing something. I think if he can get people, just come over and meet these people, that people will turn up.
I'm convinced that that village is filled with people like these.
Yeah,
Obviously not everybody, and obviously
yeah,
not. But I'm sure there's. Oh, little bird is hungry. Um, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like that, and they're they're specialists. I don't know if that's the right word, but in their field,
yeah.
like the shepherd,
Mm.
we say he's a shepherd. He does a bunch of stuff other than, but he has sheep. Uh,
What do you mean? Because I don't know that.
well, he does. He's building his own house,
Yes, that's
so he's
true.
not like but his main thing is having sheep. That
Yeah,
I guess that's. But the very first time when we went and we bought wool,
yeah,
he was put on the spot to shave 10 sheep, and he did it in like a few hours, and he did it
yeah,
well.
yeah. He did.
So he knows, and that's what the other,
He knew what I was talking about because
yeah,
the first time, because obviously you brought me a bag of wool
yeah,
for
yeah.
me to
But that
try,
was that was
and that wasn't good.
that
It
was
was bits of
bits.
wood,
Mm,
of wool. But then I explained to you, this is what I need.
mm,
This is how it should be done,
mm.
and you then explained it to him, and he knew what I
Yeah, yeah,
wanted, and so that was really, and it was nice to be there because also he did it. He used scissors,
yeah.
which I
Not
mean,
the machine, but
yeah,
scissors,
and I
scissors.
asked about that. I asked, why is he using scissors and not the
I
machine?
don't remember.
Yeah, and he said it's because you're more likely to hurt them.
Mm,
I
with the
rather
machine.
do, yeah, with the machine, so I rather use the scissors,
Hmm.
which is nice. It's nice to know
You can
that,
see he cares about the sheep.
yeah. Um, so yeah, he does care about sheep, and I like that. This is
Oh, when he saw
oh
the little bird.
me. And I like that he goes walking with the sheep over the hills, and it's just so
Yeah,
romantic.
yeah,
I
it's
like
nice.
that. Yeah, and his wife's nice as well, and so everything just fits. And I just think, yeah, I think it would be nice to get all these people involved
Hmm.
and make their future better as
Yeah,
well.
there's a thing there that these people are. I don't know. Yeah,
What?
I don't know how to express the idea, but yeah, what you said that these people want like a good example is that normally the wool there is useless.
Yeah.
Nobody uses the wool because all the industry from the
Mm.
communist era, where when they were doing, like factories that were making stuff out of wool,
Mm.
those are all gone. So him and basically everybody else
Mm.
shaves they're shaving the sheep because they have to because sheep are growing, and they just either store it for a while and then they just burn it,
Yeah.
or they throw it out,
But
or
because it
because it has no value.
no, it
But
doesn't.
then I come here, or we come here, and I don't know, like the wool from one sheep is, I don't know, it's not like an amazing amount, but what is it? What would you buy? Like 10 euros, 15 euros, 20 euros, depending on the sheep,
Mm.
of the type of the sheep.
It depends. No, I mean, I buy some. I mean, but they're specialized. But I mean, I recently had one in my hands, and I paid 120 euros for that one sheep.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, it's specialized.
that's like the top.
But I've paid, if I compare, I've paid for something similar than this. I paid. 30, 40
right.
euros, you know, so, and there
And
it's
it's
worth nothing.
yeah, it's not. It's trash.
Yeah.
We paid
Which
for
is
we.
such a shame because it's
It's
beautiful.
nice.
It's
Uh,
so
we paid,
amazing.
I think, whatever, like 10 euros, because we bought like 10 sheep, and
Yeah.
you still have a couple, right? You still
Yeah.
have a few. Well, that's what we could afford to pay
At
because
the time,
yeah,
yeah.
because we were just buying it because there wasn't
It was also to try it out
yeah.
because, you
First
know,
of all,
yeah.
uh,
Because I
but
had no idea what it would come out in. It was
yeah,
pretty on the sheep, but you
and it's
know,
not like we have a business set up that we buy it from him and
and then sell
we
it.
make something and we sell.
Yeah.
It was
I mean, it was a good deal for him
we
because
want it to be
obviously
fair.
I was shocked to hear what his earnings are, and I
Yeah.
think what we paid on one day was what
Oh,
he was
little bird
earning
flew away.
for
Sorry. Oh, oh,
about. He paid about
little bird flew
what we
away.
paid. I think was what he earns in 9 days or something, if I
Yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah. We basically paid him
Yeah,
half a salary.
and what we told him was that okay, so right now that's what we could afford, but if this would turn into something, if you know there is an interest in it, the better we will do, the better you will do because we will pay you more
So yeah,
because that's what they deserve.
if we would organize workshops there, or
Yeah,
yeah, that would be
yeah,
that's the idea. That's the goal.
yeah, and it's just it's not like he has loads of sheep. But he cares for his sheep. He
Yeah.
knows his sheep as well,
Mm,
because he was saying about, or that
mm.
one
Yeah, yeah,
does
yeah.
this, and yeah,
They were
I
telling
like that.
stories. There were some lambs there.
Mm,
Is that lamb?
yeah,
Uh, and they were saying, oh yeah, that one's out. Just put them out. I don't know exactly, but they would put them out like 2 weeks ago because it was inside because they had to bottle feed it or whatever,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's nice. It's
hmm,
really nice, and hopefully, in time we can do something with it,
hmm.
because it is also really nice wool. Um, so
What type is it? The sheep? What are those?
Turkana.
Turkana. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
they're
the
similar to the Drents sheep, which is a Dutch,
right?
the main Dutch
Is
sheep.
this specific to the area,
Yeah,
the
it's
Turkana?
it's specific. It's one of the main ones in Romania.
All right. And you
So,
don't really find them here?
uh, I'm sure maybe someone has them, but no,
Yeah,
you don't.
but it's
It's
not specific.
unknown.
Right,
It's
right.
unknown here.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah. So there we go. Um, but to come back to, I think we do need to involve more villagers and we
Yeah.
do need to get to know them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be, yeah.
Um,
We did make a few contacts last time. Uh, a guy that makes, he's a leather worker. He makes bags or something.
yeah,
Remember that one?
yeah.
And there was a lady with honey.
With honey as well, yeah. Because obviously we would like for someone to keep bees at our place.
Yeah,
I
that would
ain't
be.
gonna do it, and I don't know if you will.
Would be interesting. I don't know if I. The thing is, it's something. It's a living thing, so it's not something that I would go. Oh yeah, sure, I'll try. If I
No, you
fail, I
have
fail.
to do a course and you have to become a proper
Yeah, but I
beekeeper.
think it's the thing that I don't know if I because it's still it's still bees, it's still animal
Yeah,
or insects, but yeah.
yeah,
So if you mess up, they die. So
yeah,
I
and
don't
you don't
wanna.
want that.
Yeah, it's not
So it
like
would be nice to
woodworking to
know
just give it
who,
a try.
yeah. So it would be nice to know someone who is knowledgeable in that area but is willing to come and put their bees there and,
Mm,
you know, um, but these are all ideas for the future and we'll see first when we're
mm.
gonna get there for the first time again since God knows how long.
If we do get to go, we have well, it's already settled in. We already have hopefully by the time we get there, 10 sheep,
Yeah,
10 sheep shaven
yeah,
because we talked with him. But we have to visit him. We have to visit uh,
the old
the
guy.
old guy, and yeah,
Okay. So, in the short term, though, this week? What are your plans?
Well, I guess working in the back a little bit
Yeah.
in the garden, cleaning more stuff up. It's just chaos. Working towards the chicken
Yeah.
bit is just yeah.
We should really make a commitment. I
Mm,
mean, it will be on video now. That next week we should be able to have a podcast done
in the
in
garden.
the back garden. And so we can show people what we've actually been doing because we can
Mm.
keep talking about it, but no one will believe us because we're never showing it.
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
It,
It's
it's not because I don't want. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of. It was just a mess there, and like
it was
all
a
the
mess.
plants, and there were these I guess fences out of just twigs and
Yeah.
branches, but it just was just all overgrown and
Mm. Yeah.
yeah, it was. And we dug out I don't know what 50 little bricks that were just paved
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
But we've been using a lot of it as
yeah,
well,
yeah, we
so
still
you
have
know.
to use some of it.
Yeah.
I again, the goal is to get a clear area
Mm.
that we can have like just a chill area,
Yeah.
and then a side for the chickens. But it's still far.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know if we can do it next week for next week.
well, we can try and
Yeah,
make progress, you
yeah,
know.
for sure. Yeah, we have to put this up. We have to finish this,
Yeah,
and
we do. I need
yeah,
to continue with this.
mm,
And maybe I should aspire to do some ceramics as well at some point this week.
right. The ceramics oven is still
It's an option.
it's
It's there.
floating. The
Yeah.
idea is floating around.
Yeah.
It's not something concrete, not something you know. But we're
Yeah.
thinking about making a small ceramics oven.
Yeah. We are.
Maybe we should research that this week.
You should.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
All
then
right.
I guess we'll do another one next week.
Yeah. Hopefully in the garden.
Hopefully in the garden.
All right.